Hello and welcome to Wolf Lily Lodge. Please have a seat, relax, and enjoy the reading of the night. I'm Lycania Moonclaw, your hostess for the evening. Today, I'll be reading Samir's character files from Tower of Fantasy. Simulacra Introduction. Samir's past is riddled with questions. Currently, it is known that she was an orphan adopted by a Banjas resident. She joined Hycrows after reaching adulthood, and became an executor after training. She's a great shot even among the elite executors. Hycrows once considered asking her to become the instructor for new recruits, but gave up on the idea because her personality just didn't match. File 1. Simulacra Unlock Log. Though Samir is one of Hycrows' top-performing executors, not a single one of her peers has ever volunteered to team up with her despite her overwhelming power. The reason can be surmised with very little time or effort. Samir suffers from severe personality issues. A peculiar existence even within the executor order. Samir is unpersonable, uncommunicative, and unwilling to make friends with anyone. Her tone of voice, actions, and aloofness can be discerned by even the most oblivious of people, and serve as a natural deterrent for any would-be approachers. Samir tends to keep away from others unless she needs them, or she feels like playing mean pranks on them to entertain herself. Only those who have never had the displeasure of meeting Samir will respect her and look forward to working with her, only to unanimously consider the experience a regretful and sometimes painful one afterward. But Samir cares little and less about her interpersonal relationship within Hycrows. She simply follows her heart and does as she pleases. File 2. Dance Alone. There is no bigger headache for senior Hycrows management than Samir. If she's not interested in a task, then she will simply just not show up, even when they specifically appoint her. Conversely, if she is interested in something, no matter how trivial it may be, she will arrive early and nonchalantly join in the action. If it weren't for her skills, her lack of interest in teamwork would have gotten her fired at every turn. During her free time, she loves to solve puzzles and riddles. Her apartment is full of solved Sudoku books and detective fiction, and she buys newspapers only for the crossword puzzles. When she feels like it, she even designs board games and sees if anyone wants to play. So far, there haven't been any takers. File 3. Resonance. How much do I know, you ask? Before I tell you, I want to ask you why you're interested in her, considering there are many others. The most you can do is ask around, because the moment you ask her, she will mess you up. I swear. When she filled out the forms during the application process, she only answered the bare minimum on every single question, which was not really acceptable. But her test results were so good that they only checked the bare minimum, which were her background and reason for joining, before admitting her. There was evidence that she was in Banjas the whole time before joining Hycrows. She never even touched a weapon when she was a teenager. It really seemed like this girl, who could have lived an otherwise uneventful life, only wanted to join Hycrows, and that becoming an executor was a nice bonus. I think she came looking for a friend in Hycrows. Who is this friend? I have no idea, and she has never mentioned it. She doesn't like it when people ask her about it either. For your own good, you should stay away from this question. But if I were to guess, I'd say that the friend is not someone that anyone can meet easily. I've never seen anyone having a good time with Samir. And given what I know about her, if she's already accomplished her objective, why would she still be here? Doesn't make sense, right? Signed, a Hycrows employee. File 4. Concerto. Someone who's smart, quick, and full of vitality will always bring unexpected ideas and new colors into the monotony of life. She once longed to become someone like that. But something went wrong and she became this way. Maybe she also wanted to revive someone and live in her body, But something went wrong and she became this way. Those who know this reached a contradicting conclusion. Samir is both herself and not herself. What would Samir say about this? Maybe she doesn't care. But the staff at Highcrows did get something wrong. They seem to think she's more loyal than she seems. She'll just scoff at whoever is brave enough to point it out and after a few seconds add, "So what? So what? There will never be another friend as important to Samir as that certain someone once was." File 5, archived. Oh no, that Samir has been caught again. No wonder my right eyelid has been twitching since yesterday. Geez, I can only live life leisurely when she isn't here. Your news has given me a headache. By the way, I wonder who is capable of catching that person. I'm impressed. That's a conversation between staff in a Highcrows restaurant one day. There is no question that something that had a profound effect on Samir happened to her when she left the ranks of the executor order without authorization. However, there are no records of what happened, what she experienced, or other details. Her actions during this time were only vaguely recorded as misdeeds in her judgment order, which means this description has no reference value at all. The only thing we know for sure is that Samir seemed like a completely different person after returning to the executor order. She, who never bothered to cooperate with anyone, actually followed a new executor and acted according to her instructions. According to an executor who had been badly teased by Samir in the past, she was like a puppy who follows her master happily after leaving home for the first time. If she had a tail, surely she would be wagging it non-stop. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that this executor's observation is sarcastic and derisive due to their personal grievances, but one must admit that the current Samir seemed a lot more reliable than in the past. Therefore, her request to provide support to Vera was unanimously passed without much argument. But I also heard that her application was not written according to the specifications. In fact, I think she only light-heartedly said to Dr. Joaquin, "Humor is going there, so I will go there too." Anyway, everyone has already gotten used to her being like this now. These are all the character files for Samir I have for you today. Please have a nice day and remember, you're always welcome at Wolf Lily Lodge.